Hello and welcome to the Just for Gamers video game podcast. Episode 168, Nautical Jokes. Arr. In this week's episode, Thursday is the new Friday.
It's official.
JfG Ash gets hacking.
Naughty.
JfG Alex goes to the World Cup.
Sort of.
There's talk of being over-cucumbered. And finally, we have a winner.
Hello and welcome to the JfG podcast. This is episode 168. My name is Alex and I'm joined as ever by my very good friend Ash. Hey buddy, how you doing there this week and so on and there? This week and so on.
This week and so on. As always, buddy, feeling good on a Wednesday. Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Sparkling thoughts give me the fucking hope to go on.
As long as something is.
Wow. Yeah, that's what's doing it for me, I'd say, right now. Right, meow.
Like it.
Right, meow.
Like it.
Do you like the segue I'm trying to give you? Right, meow.
Beautiful.
Meow.
Yep.
How about meow?
Meow.
Is that any good? Right, meow.
Meow.
It says something that you saw something this week.
Oh, I mean, I can kick things off if you'd like, but
right, meow.
Right, meow. This week, I did several things. I'll list them now. Firstly, let's mention the Meow Buddy, because this week I went with friend of the podcast, Paul, to see Super Troopers 2.
Yeah.
Which, for some reason, has a theatrical release in this country. I don't know why. It was opening weekend. There were 8 of us in the cinema. I brought 2, so it was
well played.
Not going to clean up, I wouldn't say, but I really thought this film was going to be toilet. Yeah, because
obviously it's been at least 2 decades since.
It's been a long time. Yeah, it was 2002, the first one, and every movie they've made since has been terrible. So I kind of just thought this would also be terrible. Yeah. It isn't terrible. It's really good.
Oh, brilliant. Nice.
It's really good. It's really funny. It doesn't just lean on all the original jokes. Like, there's little asides back to the first movie, but there's loads of new jokes in there that are just as funny as in the first movie.
Nice. Really
amazing performance. Father is such a star in this one. He gets loads more in this one than he did in the other ones. It's really weird seeing them because they've all aged.
I was going to say, well, obviously, they're fucking, what's that, 16 years on?
Yeah. The only one who looks exactly the same is Mac. He just looks identical, which is really weird. Yeah. But, those fucking funny. They managed to get Brian Cox back in there. Rob Lowe's in it for some reason. And, it's very... Sean William Scott is in it as well.
It's a bumper edition.
Honestly, properly fucking funny film. Genuinely an excellent sequel to one of my favourite comedies. And I'm looking forward to picking up some sort of Blu-ray double pack when that comes out so I can watch through those back to back.
Oh, that's a treat for the eyes and the ears.
Yeah, man, highly recommended. Obviously it's getting shit reviews because it's a comedy and also it's fucking stupid. So, no critic in their right mind is going to give it anything other than, a poor review. That's the nature of, comedies. That's why they never win, Oscars and stuff.
It's because they're funny.
People just don't like that. It's not powerful.
It's too obvious. That's what it is.
It's a fucking funny film. Yeah. I don't know how Canadians will get on with it. It does rip the ever-loving piss out of Canada, but at the same time, it rips the ever-loving piss out of the States as well. So it's kind of fair game, I would say.
Well, each and
as someone who's from neither of those places, it's fun to laugh at both of them. So So yeah, fucking cool, buddy. Also this week, I went to see The Magic Numbers. Do you remember them?
Vaguely.
Yeah,
from a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a kind of, they sound sort of Californian-y for like a sort of Thrills-esque kind of band, considering they're English, like very English. They were fucking playing at the Forum in my town for one of the like weird gigs. It looks like we get maybe sort of 4 a year of like, oh, Frank Turner's suddenly playing there. Like next month, Ash, the band Ash is playing at the Forum.
Great song, Girl from Mars.
Of course, yeah. Like, I don't know why that's happening. It's, I think my missus best described it the other day. She said the Forum is a beautiful place because you can see bands on the way up and probably on the way
down. Yeah, that's
well.
Nice. That's nice.
So that's pretty special. Yeah, fucking cool gig, buddy. Beautiful. Thursday night's fucking party night in this town.
It wasn't Jazz on the Pantiles on Thursday. It was,
then. But
you fucked it off. You were like, "Hey,
booked.
Magic Numbers."
Yeah, we're sacking off the Jazz tomorrow as well, buddy. Going to the pub quiz down the Oak tomorrow. So.
You can't be sacking off the Jazz in like whatever nation's capital Jazz town it is.
Jazztown, Royal Tunbridge Wells, Jazztown, yeah, Jazztown, Illinois. Yeah, it's
known as.
Thursday nights. Highly recommend going out and getting shit-faced on a Thursday, buddies, because you may need to work on Friday, and that's going to be pretty miserable for the most part.
There. Yeah,
but you'll get through it.
Yeah,
and when you do get through it, you've got the whole weekend and another session of drinking for the Friday night.
Well, obviously, so
Thursday's the new Friday, if you ask me, buddy. That's what I think, anyway.
I think I'd agree.
It's special times. This town's definitely like as busy on a Thursday night as it is on say a Saturday night. So that's kind of weird. But I guess a lot of people are more than happy to power on through hungover on a Friday because fuck it, why not? That is done.
In many ways, I'd say.
Been watching lots of football. Watched the England game at the pub. That was slightly nail-biting affair, as usual. You know, England.
Yeah, that was... just fuck it. I hate the pundits. Like, Rio Ferdinand can just fucking do one. Like, he can just die for all I care.
He can jog on. Just jog on.
I just love the fact that they just repeat each other, but slightly different. It's...
Well... It's a simple game, and there's just not very much to say.
Ball in the goal, or not.
I don't think you need 3 of them, really, in the studio.
That's 4.
Especially if one of them's Martin Keown.
Well, there is that, isn't there?
Comfortably the worst. Literally makes me think, bring back Andy Townsend.
Yeah, probably pro that, I guess.
Sorry, I'm slightly baffled there. I'm watching the very end of the Iran-Spain game. Mm-hmm. Some Iranian dude that they're about to lose, he's just taken a throw-in by doing a forward roll into a throw-in. And I didn't expect that to happen, buddy. So, sorry.
Extra speed and or power, maybe, from who knows?
Heaven knows what the aim was there, but that's that over with. Yeah. So yeah, what else? I'm going to an Americana festival on Saturday, buddy, called Black Deer Festival. Headliners, of course, Iron and Wine and Kiefer Sutherland.
Obviously,
yes,
that one from band, Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, that's what he's most known for.
That's what I'm known for. Fucking hell.
Exactly.
What else has he done? Nothing.
So I'm looking forward to that. The only other news I have is that on Friday last week, buddy, I just quit my job. Just quit.
Just felt like it. You're like, fuck you.
Just fucking quit. I'm on my notice now, so there's a light at the end of the tunnel, followed by the bleakness of unemployment.
I was going to say, what's the end goal? Obviously, a new job. But is there new job in sight, or is it just like, fuck it, see what happens, eh?
I'm just seeing how I go, buddy. I'm applying to stuff all the time, but you can only just carry on for so long when something's so utterly fucking miserable. So I decided, no, not anymore.
Was it literally like Friday was like, today's the day?
Yes, yeah.
And it was literally that instant, just fuck this.
I just quit. So
yeah,
it'll be fine.
It'll work out.
Got some savings squirreled away, so I've got a little bit of time to find something else. But
nice.
Under normal circumstances, it's not recommended that you leave a job before finding another one.
Yeah.
But I'll keep you posted. Maybe
see what happens.
The general consensus is wrong, buddy. Maybe this is the way to do it.
We'll
find
it's
out.
well known that the fear can strike, confidence into any man.
Clarity and incentive, buddy.
Exactly.
So,
you're good to go.
Yeah. So obviously,
hats off to you, buddy.
I've only got I'm counting them in days. I've got 17 more working days with my business
till the end.
Till the end, whatever that may be. So I'm pretty.
It's gonna be weird,
chipper.
When you get a new job, you'll be like, "Oh fuck, I have to leave the house. What's this?"
That is, I mean, to be honest, I think I probably need to be leaving the house, buddy.
Just a little bit.
I'm just gonna say, I don't know that it's especially healthy working from home in a 2-room flat, in a job that you absolutely despise. I'm going to go ahead and say that's unhealthy.
I would literally just be playing games all day, like in offline mode.
I can't do that because I have to do work. So it's very visible what I'm doing. Like there's a public queue of cases.
So there's actually people giving you hassle. Can you not just be like, Johnny in finance needs to sort that out?
This isn't the movie Euro Trip.
No,
this is real life. No, I've been very diligent, buddy, and dedicated to my job because I've had to be, because there's no way to hide and go and play PES.
Yeah,
so
that's a shame.
But not long now. So
how about now that you're in the fuck it, I've already quit. How about a little bit more PlayStation now?
It's a little harder now, buddy. I must say it's a little harder to give a shit. But I'm banning myself from the front room during my notice period so that I can't flick the old console on and fire up any games.
That doesn't sound like a good idea to me.
Gonna want that reference, buddy. Don't want to be unemployed and also without a reference.
That's true.
Quite an important one.
Yeah.
But there we go. Enough about me, buddy. What have you been up to this week?
I've been to north. Been up to the north. Been to Yorkshire or Yorkshire. Yorkshire. I went to York, somewhere near York. It was outside York. It's some big old stately home on a works thing where I had to do some sort of presentation about technology in prisons. I was like, yeah, cool, I'll do this. The bad thing was, we went up the day before and got absolutely fucking smashed. And then I was still pretty drunk during the presentation, but I feel like I nailed it. It was an eventful, like you say, Thursday, Friday, Saturday for me. It was actually a 3-day extravaganza.
Holy hell.
Yeah. So once again, I worked on a fucking Saturday this week, which was shit. It was only for like a few hours in the morning though. So swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Oh, God.
Gibbons.
Meant that I got Monday off though, so woo. Got a day off there. And the kids had an inset day. And that means that they don't go to school because the teachers can't be asked or something like that, I believe. So yeah, we went to Twin Lakes, which is in Melton Mowbray. I believe they make some sort of pork pie there. I don't know.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, they're quite nice. They got pickle or something. I don't know. Anyway, and
weirdos.
Oh mate, I love pickle. Don't you knock it until you try it. So yeah, I went to Twin Lakes, and it was fucking empty because obviously everyone else was at school, and it was ace. Did it though? Like went on loads of rides. They had like a fucking buffalo roller coaster. It was averagely
buffalo coaster.
Exactly, that's how it goes. It's the actual theme song. Whilst you're going around, you have to sing it. It's mandatory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, went on the buffalo roller coaster. God. Went on some other stuff. Went on some little robotic horses with my daughter. She loved it. went round a little circuit. It was cool. It's really good, actually, because they had, like, rides for, like, fucking toddlers of, like, 2, which is my youngest, and also 8-year-olds, which is my son-in-law. So, and he had his mate with him as well. So, had 4 kids with me on Monday, which was a bit intense, just me and the missus. But yeah, man.
Sounds intense.
It was... Go on.
I'd never heard of Twin Lakes, I have to say. I didn't know what it was. I looked it up when I saw it in the notes.
There you go. And you saw Buffalo Coaster.
Saw the Buffalo Coaster.
Buffalo Coaster.
Ay. And I had a little look at the map, and it looked like it did look like an extravaganza, buddy. That was the word that I thought of as well, and then you just confirmed it.
I've setting the trend and all that. Yeah, no, it was just it was a really good day. It was so hot as well, and they've got like an outside water area with like slides and stuff like that where you get soaked, and we took the swimming trunks with us, and what's up? It was fucking horrible water. It was dirty. I was like, I don't care. It's all outside, isn't it? North. Yeah, it is, mate. It is bleak. Oh, dear. But yeah, had a really good time just because, like, literally, we went on a ride and it was like, do you want to go on it again? Yeah, go on then. Fuck it, there's no queue. Woo! Went on the Buffalo Coaster about 4 times.
Buffalo Coaster.
Then I felt a bit sick and I was like, yeah, I've had enough. I'm trying to think of other things.
Feeling a little sick.
Yeah. I didn't go on the big pirate ship, though, because fuck that. Like, I can't deal with that, like, up and downy on your stomach kind of thing anymore. Like,
not keen.
Roller coaster's fine because I'm going forward and it's really fast and I'm like, woo! And then it's got a loop-de-loop and I'm like, whoa! And all that kind of sounds. But then if I'm on a pirate ship just going back and forth, I'm like, this just gives me nausea.
It's a tightrope, isn't it, between pleasure and punishment in that regard. You know, I mean, basically, a roller coaster, you go around a track, you feel like you're kind of making progress. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's
feeling lots of different forces.
Yeah, you know, I'm here, there, I'm everywhere.
Being constantly fucking just slowly,
back and forth.
It's a bit like VR, really, in that it just slowly sort of builds over time. You're like, this is just distinctly unpleasant now, and I'm not sure why I've done this.
I can't wait for my first VR experience then, buddy, because I love that pirate ship.
Gibbon.
I didn't go. I did go in like a really cheap, like horizontal roundabout kind of thing. You lie down in it, and then it goes round and up and down like a Ferris wheel, and that definitely made me feel sick. And really unsafe because there weren't any, like, thing to strap me in. It was like, hold on to this. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yes, centrifugal force.
I was like, that doesn't make sense because, like, there was a thing in between my crotch.
Science.
Exactly, there was a thing in between my crotch. And obviously, if I didn't pull myself up, like, I was just getting pounded in the balls constantly. I'm like, I mean...
Not what you want at all.
Kind of wasn't, but in a circumstance, it might be all right.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, beautiful.
So yeah, go to Twin Lakes if you want filthy water and punishment in the genital region.
Yeah. Okay.
It was loads of fun. Yeah,
that's one for the fucking map brochure next year, innit? When they get around to do the reprint.
Yeah.
Have it on the TV ads as well. Beautiful.
Definitely. Apart from that, buddy, I've been hacking the fuck out of the Switch this week because it's all fucking kicking off. Mate, everything's coming out. Piracy is rife. And let's get on board that fucking train. Why not?
As Maloko said, buddy, the time is now, it would seem.
The time is now. So fucking Team Executor released their operating system. I fucking snagged it up. I was like, you know what, fuck it, it's 20 quid. I'll blow some money on that and see what the fuss is all about. The whole thing was it came out and then I was like, I immediately want this. I must have this now. I need it in my life. You know, that urge that you get when something new comes out and you're like, I have to buy it. So yeah, I did. I bought it. I've got it loaded up now. It's kind of cool though. Like what they did, you can buy it or you can load it up and not buy it, and then you can run just loads of homebrew on it. So you can, you can actually use it for free. The only thing you have to like pay for is if you want to pirate games. I mean, play your backed up copies. That's what I mean. Yeah,
that's the one.
Definitely, I'm backing up all my Switch games, and I'm just gonna play them on it.
Gibbons.
So, obviously, from now on, you might hear a bit more Switch game reviews from me because I'm backing up my newly purchased Switch games.
He's buying them and he's backing them up. That's what's happening.
Yeah. I got some issues with old fucking FAT32 and its 4 gig file limit, though, at the moment, which is a bit of a cunt move by FAT32, innit? Not a fan.
Yeah, I mean, it pretty made sense when FAT32 was in the charts, buddy, but FAT32's a bit past it now. It's all fucking tribute albums and greatest hits and shit, and, you know, it just doesn't really cut it in 2018. It's 2018, for fuck's sake.
I know, you need some X-Fat, is it? I can't remember.
X-Fat.
Yeah, X-Fat. But you have to be on firmware 5.1 or 5 and above to have access for that, and I'm on 4.1. Because that's a good place to be, apparently, for hackaroonies and stuff. Obviously, you can fucking hack the shit out of it on any firmware at the moment. But yeah, you're going to get mecha banned if you play your backed up copies online, obviously. So, if you do this, my advice is don't do that.
I wouldn't do that.
No.
That seems like a foolish maneuver.
But I have installed some emulators and I have been playing some SNES. And it is now the best SNES console I've ever owned. I was going to say I'll talk about it in a bit, but there's I've been playing fucking Super Mario World. I could review it, but it doesn't need to be reviewed because it's really fucking old. And I think we reviewed it a few episodes ago when you spoke about it.
I did speak about it. I sort of said it would be ridiculous of me to give any sort of opinion on this game, and then I proceeded to do so for the next 10 minutes or so.
That's what we do, yeah. So. But yeah,
what a game.
Yeah, man, what a game. I'm not going to go into it. I was just going to say, this thing's going to be, the fucking best, homebrew system I think you could buy. Literally, it's just going to shit the bed on everything. Just because, one, it's portable. Two, it's also not portable, as in it plugs into your TV. And there you go. That's all you need. Yeah.
You can now play all of those classic games in portable with a beautiful screen or on your telly just by plugging it that is special times. And special times.
Seriously, that for me, because I think it was back in Christmas I was contemplating getting a Raspberry Pi and putting a load of ROMs and stuff on that, and now I'm like, fuck that thing. I've got a Nintendo Switch to do that on. And plus I got me old 8-bit DOE SNES controller as well hooked up to it, so that's even better, mate. It's nostalgia in my hands. I love it. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling on about shit, obviously.
I enjoyed it.
Obviously. Right, question time. What are you drinking?
I'm on the Staropramen this evening, buddy. A couple of bottles of Staropramen. Beautiful Praguish drink. Praguish being the correct way of saying that.
Pragonian.
The Pragonians. It's beautiful cutting little beer. I'm very much enjoying it, buddy. What about yourself? What are you drinking this evening?
I had I don't know what I had at the weekend. I went to Aldi and they had some special hoppiness things on offer. I was like, I'll fucking have that. So I drank them. And I ran out yesterday. And I was like, shit, I need some beer. So the missus was out and I was like, love, can you get me some beers? She was like, yeah, I'll do that for you. Because, you're such a great husband and loving father and all that. Oh, yeah, it was Father's Day at the weekend. That was fun as well. I enjoyed that. Got my skateboard, but old news now. I was expecting just some shitty tinnies. She comes back with 4 bottles of Shipyard. I was like, you know me so well. Nice. So I'm on the Shipyard this evening, buddy, and it is tasty. I was going to think of some kind of nautical joke, but I failed. Frothy, I don't know, wavy. Yeah.
Wavy.
It's wavy.
Seaweed.
Yeah. Full of fish bits.
Yeah. Fish guts and
garbage. Yeah.
Garbage. Yeah, cardboard.
There's loads of semen in it.
Plastic beads. Beautiful. Oh, well, lovely, buddy. That's very nice too. We'll swiftly move on, I think. Let's go and talk about what we've been playing. So do you want to kick things off, buddy? What have you been up to?
I've been playing Destiny 2, mate. What else is there?
Right.
Fuck it. That'll do.
Okay. And your SNES stuff, have you played anything other than Mario World?
Nah, not really, because why would you? It's the best.
It's just the best.
It's the best.
You know.
Like it is. No, yeah, I can't remember. I spent about 2 hours trolling, like, what's the fucking ROM site? Tropical something, I can't remember. ROM Paradise or some paradise, innit? Wherever
Emu Paradise.
Yeah. So I spent like 2 hours trolling there, just like getting every single like SNES game that I obviously own still.
Oh yeah, you've got them all in a bag.
Yeah,
we've seen it.
Exactly. So yeah, most of my time spent with the emulator was literally Emily app, yeah, and it was literally just getting loads of ROMs and getting it all prepared and ready. You know, that's the exciting bit, not actually using it and playing. That's why would you do that? It's just, you know, that's boring. So yeah, like literally not a lot from me this week. Not much happening in Destiny 2
you only had
land.
You only had one weekend day, and then you were out on Monday as well. So It's kind of hardly surprising you haven't had the chance to play very much stuff.
Nah, but yeah, it's just a case of putting in the hours on Destiny 2, getting my light level up. I'm nearly like 375, if anyone cares. There you go.
Lovely. When's the next? Is the new latest content out?
September 4th, maybe.
Oh shit! Okay.
So not long. I need to get some cash money together to buy that.
Yeah, we're starting to build up our credit.
Yes, we are
in preparation for the long autumn ahead.
God, yeah. There are quite a lot of games coming out that I kind of want to buy. I was thinking about The Crew 2 again today because obviously that's out this week. Was it or something?
It is, yeah. We'll have by the time you listen to this, we'll have played through that. Actually,
the open beta.
Now that we go live on a Friday, the Crew 2 beta is on at the moment. It's open and anyone can play it and download it. It's there for you. So I think we'll be doing that over the weekend, possibly playing a bit of that on game night and making our final decision on it. But I really enjoyed the closed beta, and I think I was leaning towards picking it up, to be honest. I think it'd be a really fun game night game.
Yeah, man. I'm totally on board. Need
Gibbons.
to get shit together, get some cash monies. But yeah, mate, not a lot from me. I'll have more next week, obviously, talking about the Switch and more shit that's going on with that. So yeah, what you been playing, buddy? Anything good?
I've been pretty busy. Obviously, the usual shit. I won't talk about that. Loads of Pez, bit of Wheel Town, and so on. A bit of VR as well. But mainly this week, I've been helping the missus finish off The Last of Us because she's been slowly working her way through that game for some time now. I didn't realise, but she's been playing it on like a hardened difficulty. I don't know what the third one are. She's been playing this game all year in little sort of fits and starts. Obviously she was like well into Infamous for a while, so that kind of took over.
Yeah.
And we were playing LA Noire and The Witcher as well for a while, but she's been kind of working her way through this because, you know, obviously it's fantastic. And so yeah, I mean, I've played through The Last of Us a couple of times, so I'm pretty familiar with all of it at this point. There's not really much that I've forgotten, but we're right up at the end now. Been through into the sort of final season, sort of the last half hour, I would say. Just an incredible game. Obviously, graphically, it is starting to show its age, especially considering it was a remaster as well.
Yeah, makes sense.
Just the story and the scripting and the acting, and it's so fucking great. And it deep down, I am still annoyed they're making a new one. I still think it's a mistake, and I've no doubt that a company like Naughty Dog can pull it off. But I just think The Last of Us is such a special game. I really loved the way it ended, even though it was like super kind of, well, without giving any. I think the only game ever that, no matter how old it gets, I refuse to spoil it because it's so important, the story to it. But even with its sort of the ending that it kind of presented, I really, really feel very strongly that it should have been left alone. It doesn't stop me being excited for the new one, but. And I'm sure it'll be great, and I'm sure I'll really enjoy it. But at the end of the day, I just think they should have done something else, if I'm honest. But yeah, not taking anything away from The Last of Us, it's an amazing game, and I've been really enjoying kind of going through the ending of that again with the missus. Very quickly, I have also dipped into 7 Days to Die this week because of a sort of hankering for these kind of survival games recently. I've kind of had a bit of a hankering for that based on the fact that I've kind of... There's quite a few cool ones like The Forest and that coming out on PC at the moment, and it's kind of made me want a little piece of that sort of Minecraft-esque sort of gameplay. Yeah. It's just... So, 7 Days to Die, I fired that up. I really don't like that game.
It's ropey as fuck. From what I remember.
It is. I mean, the systems kind of make just all sorts. Like, I thought I'll start from scratch because I don't really remember what I was doing there at all anyway. And it gives you a sort of tutorial level. And, like, the third mission in the tutorial is to make some arrows, and you need a feather. And there's just... there's no explanation of where you would get one of those. You're on this sort of big raised up hill because it's like a tutorial level.
Yeah.
And I spent like 40 minutes trying to work out where the fuck I would get a feather from in this desolate waste ground. And then I was suddenly attacked by a dog and killed like 5 times.
Cool.
And then I turned it off.
That will happen.
There you go. The reason that I was giving this a go is, as I said, because I've kind of been tempted and fancying these survival games. And you'll remember I said a few weeks back that I wanted to return to Ark Survival, because we picked that up ages ago. We never really gave it much of a shot.
No, we gave it a bit of a go, but then we were just like, meh.
We probably played 3 or 4 hours of it, and we were like, again, ropey game, graphically poor, difficult, intricate systems with no real explanation of how you're supposed to do anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, I planted the seed there with Funk. He listened to that podcast where I mentioned Ark, and he decided to jump back in and go back to it as well. And he's been playing the shit out of Ark. And he's learned how to play that game.
Oh, nice.
So I jumped in with him only this week. It's been a little while. We were playing kind of when you get on at sort of, you're only on at like 10:30 for an hour and a half, then you don't necessarily want to get stuck into something like Ark.
Nothing too deep.
Normally just play a bit of Pez or Titanfall or whatever. But so I jumped in with Funk, and he's been kind of teaching me how to play this game. And we are fucking balls deep in Ark now.
Okay.
Like, we've played probably across this week, we've probably played like 6 or 7 hours together. Funk's got like a decent little hovel now. We've got like lots of gear. I've learned the systems. I now know how to fucking not die. Funk put a lot of work in beforehand, like clearing out a lot of the like dangerous dinosaurs and stuff. So it's a relatively safe haven where we spawn. But we've tamed several dinosaurs now. I've got a fucking pterodactyl I can fly around on.
What?
We've got like... Yeah, man, we've got we're like clubs and spears and shit, and we're working our way through. Funk's got a little raft so we can like go and fucking sail the seas, buddy. It's very cool, and it's so janky. It's so rare for a developer to go. You know when you're porting a game like, a big processor-heavy, memory-heavy game like Ark.
Yeah.
You're porting it from PC to console. Firstly, they did nothing to the menus. It's just a PC interface.
Is it still the same?
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. It's like completely not user-friendly at all.
Yes.
It's hard to even find how to invite people to your worlds and stuff. It doesn't really hold your hand at all. But the decision that they made to keep all of the graphical detail and then just down-res it to shit.
Yeah.
It's such a weird decision. Because, like, it's got all of the detail that you would expect if you had your PC on ultra settings, but it's running at, like, fucking 480p or something. It looks awful.
Nice.
Like you got cataracts or something.
It looks like a Wii game.
It really does look like a Wii game. But there's so much going on here, like the physics, the mechanics, the crafting, just the different fucking mechanisms, everything that's going on, all of the dinosaurs roaming around, the draw distance, like all of it. And after about maybe an hour and a half of play, you no longer notice like the wobbling frame rate and the fucking shit texturing and stuff. And before you know it, you're really kind of stuck in on that thing. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I know, like, listeners of the podcast.
Well, Mel got balls deep into that thing, didn't
he? Absolutely. Like,
I think he set his missus's like PS4 up as just like a dedicated server or something.
And I've been thinking about doing that with my missus's one as well, because one of the most annoying things when you're the host of a session is that everyone needs to stay within a certain distance of you. And it's a relatively long distance, but you can't just free roam like you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, we had an instance the other day where one of the like special chests came down from the sky on a little outcropping in the distance.
Special chest. I don't know what these are. Is it like Fortnite?
Well, it randomly spawning. It brings a big old light in the sky. It comes down, and that's where a crate's going to spawn.
Okay.
And then the chest or crate slowly comes down the light over like a period of several in-game hours.
Okay.
So you've got time to like get there for it, and you've got to wait for it to land on the ground before you can actually pick it up. But it means that you can look all around you and see where all the drops are going to be over the coming.
I vaguely remember that. I remember going for one of them back in the day, and just I think we got there, and then we just got absolutely fucked.
A lot of them are guarded by dinosaurs. Obviously, I've now got my pterodactyl, so I can fucking recon this shit.
Nice.
It's quite tasty. But, just having a great time. You got to come and get stuck in.
I was going to say,
awesome.
I know what we're playing after the podcast now.
I
might have an update. I'll boot up the old PlayStation now, actually. And
flick it on, buddy, because all I'm going to do now is waffle on about an app. So
cool. That gives me time to do stuff. What are you on about? Okay, yes. Oh, so go on then. Yeah, tell me about this, because I am quite intrigued in how the fuck this works.
Okay, so this is obviously it's the World Cup at the moment. I would imagine everyone is aware of that. I've been watching all that shit, buddy, really enjoying it. And as part of the build-up, the BBC were touting this VR app for the football. And I wasn't sure. I kind of presumed it was going to be rubbish. Because,
obviously, BBC.
The BBC, they're not known for being like cutting edge.
Tech-savvy, yeah.
But they've obviously got some dev, and I should have noted down the name of it. It says it when you're actually in the app. But they've outsourced this to someone who knows what they're doing. And the end result is a BBC VR World Cup app. So there's a little lobby before the matches where you can kind of look around a little bar and stuff, and there's a studio with a TV and so on. And then when the game kicks off, it parks you on this sofa overlooking the halfway line. There's like three different angles. So you've got that sort of director's box, kind of middle tier on the halfway line, and then you've got cameras either end behind the goals, but slightly to the side of the goals, so you can actually see the pitch and everything. All right.
Yeah.
You got various different options, so you can put a giant big screen in the top middle in the sky, showing the actual live BBC One feed, so you can kind of follow what's going on up there while you're sitting in the stadium looking down here. And I've got to say, I was watching. I'm not sure what game it was now. I know it was a Portugal game. where they won a penalty in the sort of 4th or 5th minute, and I was just so amazed by how immersive it felt. Like all of a sudden, I was sitting there in the sort of on the halfway line position, and I saw that Portugal were about to have an attack, so I left bumpered over behind the goal to watch the Portugal attack, and then down goes the player, and it's a penalty, and then I watched the penalty from behind the goal. I'm sitting there.
That's incredible.
Like, it's so cool. It works really, really well because it's not doing a great deal. They've just got
3D cameras.
Yeah, sort of, 180-degree cameras at either end and in the middle. You're in a static position, so there's no danger of, like, problems with tracking or anything. You're not moving around or walking or anything. You're just sitting there, and I found it incredibly relaxing. Just sitting back on the sofa, looking around, and you're on a virtual sofa. It works excellent. Like there hasn't been any sort of lag latency problems like that. It takes a little while to switch between views, but if you switch between the main view and the side views, then the game sort of pauses until you get there, so you don't actually miss any of the action.
Miss the action. Yeah, cool.
Very impressed with it. It's a lovely way to watch football, actually, and it really does feel, you can con yourself into feeling as though you're kind of there, to be honest.
That's
you really
awesome.
get into the atmosphere of it. I know Mel said ages ago when he jumped in and picked up that PSVR in the first place that the thing that he was enjoying the most was sport. I know there's a lot of apps over there that, for the American sports. But this is the first time, really, that a UK network has took the plunge and properly done something like this. And yeah, I highly recommend it. Even if you're not a football fan, if you've got that headset, then you're fucking, desperately looking for things to do with it anyway. So download this and give it a go. It's very cool. Very, very cool indeed.
Nice, buddy. Yeah. I might have to get the old shitty £5, £10 VR headset and see if there's I think it's available on Android or something, so I'll see if it's on there. It'd be funny.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure it is, and yeah, something like cardboard or something like that would do you, and I think you'd be surprised at how immersive it is. It's very, very cool. It's also worth noting, this is just a sort of general call out from one VR headset owner to a selection of people who aren't, that the headsets took a big old price dive in the last couple of weeks, and that starter pack's down under £200 at the moment.
Yeah, I saw it for like 180 quid earlier. I was like,
yeah, 180 or 200.
If I had some money,
games,
then I'd buy that.
It's a really good price. That it's it doesn't come with the Move controllers, so you're probably talking 60, 70 quid on top of that.
Yeah,
but that's still over £100 cheaper than I got it in February. So yeah, it's coming right down, and I'm hoping people will pick that up, because I want some people to play with. That'd be quite nice.
I will get it. I reckon it might be on my Christmas list this year, buddy.
Gibbons, I mean, if it keeps dropping the way it is, then you might be able to get it sort of 200 all in by that point.
Yeah,
so,
fingers crossed.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. So yeah, that's me, buddy. Unless you've got anything else, I think we'll move on, shall we?
Yeah, let's get going.
Now it's time for the news.
The fucking news.
Number one.
Number Wang.
Not very often we lead with a story featuring Telltale Games, buddy, but that's where we are this week, because there really is fuck all news this week.
Thank God. After last week, I was fucking done. Literally.
Oh yeah. Well, it was a slog of news. Obviously, week after E3, there's not a great deal going on.
Thank fuck.
Nothing much to announce that hasn't already been announced.
Yeah, exactly.
So we got a few bits and bobs. Anyway, number one. Telltale is making a Stranger Things game. What do you make of that?
Are they gonna have a new engine?
I do not know.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, cool. It's story-based, driven game where you don't really move about a bit. That's like watching TV, I guess, but worse.
Is there room for that to be live action?
Sure. Probably not, because it's made by Telltale.
I just feel like, fuck off your engine. It's not like the games do anything anyway.
That's true.
So, I don't know, maybe that's a little harsh. Anyway, they're doing that.
Could be, though.
In association with Netflix.
Yeah.
They're obviously fashioning some sort of relationship with Netflix, because the other news is that they'll be bringing an episodic version.
Episodic
version of Minecraft Story Mode will be coming to Netflix. So that's
cool.
There's that.
I mean, kids will love that.
I'm sure they will. I don't know if it's in its sort of current in-engine guise, or if it's going to be animated in some way or somewhat different.
It'll be in their weird animated way that they do it.
I mean, the voice acting's good enough, isn't it? You've got.
I just say it's good enough. The cast is good enough, but it's just not well.
Bad.
Yeah, it's very badly put together in a way that just sounds disjointed and shit.
It's just another thing to say about The Last of Us, really, that just because
disjointed
someone is
a
hugely successful screen actor doesn't mean they're the best choice for for voice acting work. And there's people who are professional at that, and maybe they'd be better. But
maybe they'd be better because that's what they do for a job.
It's literally their job. Yeah. Well, either way, obviously it doesn't apply to Jeff Goldblum. His voice work in that Jurassic World building game, second to none.
Has to be
what I've seen. So yeah, there's that Stranger Things game coming, Minecraft Story Mode coming to Netflix. In other Telltale news, their former CEO Kevin Bruner is suing Telltale Games. This is there's a whole host of different reasons why he's apparently suing them. But one of them is that he alleges that when it came to leaving his job, he was entitled to support from the business to sell his holdings and assets, but instead they just stopped taking his calls completely.
Nice,
and then following on from this
kind of way.
Yeah, essentially. And then following on from this, he was just removed from the board, allegedly, without the required number of board votes to do so, and replaced. So I can see why he might be suing them.
If that was me, I'd be pissed off, but oh well.
Yeah, but also, boo fucking who, really, in the grand scheme of things. But, so that's happening. There's your little Telltale update.
Thanks, mate. I needed that.
No worries. Number 2, Activision is doing what it does best, aka being a cunt. And this is news on the Black Ops Season Pass, Black Ops 4 Season Pass, just being touted as the Black Ops Pass, buddy. Shit name. Shit name for Day 1 DLC Season Pass.
Love it.
Among other things, this Black Ops Pass will feature 12 multiplayer maps. They will only be available via the Black Ops Pass.
Cool.
They won't be available to buy separately in any way or in smaller packs.
Yeah, microtransactions are bad.
Yeah, so it means you can't buy any of them individually. This means that on day 1, the user base is going to be split completely. Because a load of people are going to have 12 more multiplayer maps. And as you know, with playlists and multiplayer matchmaking, it's not a case of, we haven't got this map, so matchmake with someone else. You're going to be chucked into a lobby with a selection of people, and they're just going to have 2 completely different playlists there for people with the maps and without. So, I don't know what percentage of people are going to pick that up.
Yeah, you don't know, do you? I mean... what was it? The new Black Ops is just online only, isn't it? There's no single player campaign. That was a big old hoo-ha from what I remember.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, Activision also publish or Destiny 2, don't they? Is it published? I don't know.
Yes,
they're the publishers of that. And obviously they took the whole thing of no, all multiplayer maps are free from whenever they said that in February or something. And I mean, obviously I can understand with Black Ops because it's only online that, they need to bring in money for content, and the only content you can make for an online game is maps, I guess. But yeah, like you say, it's going to split the user base right down the middle. You either got it or you don't. So
it's a fucking tarded move. It's a tard move from 10 years ago. It's very, very bizarre. But yeah,
to have it from day one.
Just strange. I mean, that,
at least give it
that pass is going to be 40 quid or something.
Of course it is. You know, like standard 12-month subscription to games or a game.
To a game that you've bought already for fucking full price. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't know why they're doing this. All I can think is that Treyarch just don't carry any weight with Activision in the way that someone like Bungie does. Because I can't imagine this is something Treyarch would want at all. That would be weird. So yeah, that's happening. They haven't announced the price. I was speculating on the price there. Frankly, 40 sounds a bit conservative, but that's what I've gone with. We'll see. Just stupid fucking decision, especially good. When COD is selling less and less year on year.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
The last thing you want to do is split the user base and fuck everyone off.
They've got to get that money back somewhere, so you might as well fuck over the people that are going to buy it.
Yeah, except they don't have to get that money back somewhere because they're already selling a full price
of course. Game. Well, I mean, but you know, they have to get the money for their investors and stuff from somewhere.
Yeah, right. So yeah, there's that. We will move on. Here we go. CD Projekt Red has been explaining why it's going first person for Cyberpunk 2077. This after a fair bit of discussion online. Like, I don't think anyone's willing to be like, fucking, what arseholes, why are they doing that kind of thing? Because they've obviously got
what arseholes? Why are they doing that?
Apart from JfG Ash there.
I'm fully on board first person. I love it.
I think people are just. I've seen a few people sort of talking, saying, "Okay, so this is going to be a first-person game. This is a futuristic sci-fi experience. So this is going to be a shooter then. So they're making a first-person shooter. And when you think of it like that versus something like The Witcher, then it feels a little bit weird. I would say, not really in their normal wheelhouse, and not necessarily a cause for concern, but just different." So they just mentioned a few reasons. The first one was they want you to feel like you're the character. Obviously, with The Witcher, you are playing a role. You're playing the role of Geralt, and he is Geralt. So you can see him on the screen. You know who you're playing as. You are him. Whereas perhaps a little bit more immersive when you're creating a character from scratch, to be seeing the whole world through their eyes rather than having the distraction of them being on the screen all the time. That was their first sort of point. They also said they didn't want to take up any screen space with a character model because they're very proud of their game world and they don't want to do that. I think they've taken a lot of homage of sort of System Shock back in the day, and Deus Ex has got that kind of thing as well. So I can kind of see where they're coming from there. I would say, obviously, they therefore also don't have to then render custom characters for every player and mocap that to some degree as well. So that's probably making a bit of a difference too. Obviously, they wouldn't say that. But I am not anxious, but I have to play devil's advocate to some degree. I thought that they made a brilliant third-person game there. I was expecting this to also be a third-person game. I like third-person adventure games, and I like having my character on the screen in an RPG when I'm putting custom clothes and weaponry on them and so on.
Yeah, you like to be able to see all that shit, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the way that Bethesda does it, I don't think that really works either, because it's so ropey in third person. You really have to play in first.
All like Fallouts and Skyrim and stuff, like it's first person for me all day.
Yeah. Obviously, we'll see. I'm no less excited than I was before. I was expecting third person, and I think I prefer it. But if anyone's going to prove me wrong, it's Project Red, and I'm more than willing to put my faith in them after the several hundred hours of their last game that I played. So
it's going to be amazing. Don't worry about it, buddy.
I hope so. Yes. Good stuff. A couple more things from me. Valve has pulled loot exchange as an option from Dota 2 and CSGO in the Netherlands. So score one to Holland, buddy.
Nice.
They were one of the leading candidates for claiming they were going to penalise financially companies. They were going to ban loot boxes and so on. They highlighted Valve's games in their sort of early studies. And one of the ways that you can exchange for money is if you can exchange from player to player in Valve games. Then obviously you can create a new character, gift it to that new character, and then sell that online.
Yeah.
So Valve's pulled the loot exchange system completely, so that's not a possibility. Just in the Netherlands, they've just blocked it in the Netherlands.
But yeah, I've got something in mind. News favorite things I might as well talk about now. Yeah, about the Dutch gaming authorities. And we've had reports on this previously where they're like, "Hey, this shit needs sorting out, otherwise you're going to get big fines and all that." Today is that last day. So if it's not done by end of play today, then there's going to be fines handed out. So
I guess they were just waiting, Valve, in the hope that, they'd bottle it or something different would happen or whatever.
No, the authority has announced that it will be taking enforcement measures, including fines up to 830 million euros.
Right, okay. They just pulled a random fucking figure out of the air, but it
or
was enough for Valve to blink first.
830,000, I think.
Okay.
The way that's
for a company like Valve, it's the public shame of it and the fact that it would be widespreadly reported in all major publications, not just gaming, but that shit would be on all the news websites if the Netherlands sued a gaming company and or not sued, but penalised financially. So obviously, they've made that decision. That's the very first time a country has gone up against a games publisher and made them make a decision like that and change things. So
steps forward, I'd say. How it goes.
Interesting. Sets a precedent for other nations. I know Belgium were pretty hot on it as well.
Yeah. You look at that and you think, yep, they've done something. There you go. Everyone else needs to fucking step up to the plate kind of thing, don't they, really?
Absolutely. And very interestingly, the Dutch, one of the big games that they were rebelling against was FIFA. EA, of course, have recently come out and said that they're just going to keep putting loot boxes in their stuff and they don't agree. It's going to be a very interesting little battle, that one.
Yeah, it will be, definitely.
We'll see who takes them on and what repercussions there are there. But, there you go. Interesting stuff. Finally, from me, buddy, Bethesda has confirmed that there will be a beta for Fallout 76, and it will arrive first on Xbox. That's right, there's an exclusivity deal. Early
for a beta.
Early exclusivity for the beta of Fallout 76. They also confirmed the only way to get access is to pre-order the game. There'll be no way of getting access to that beta otherwise. I would say surely you'd benefit from an open beta. Servers and netcode stretched to the limit. If your games have a history of bugs and you've never released an online multiplayer open worlder before, then maybe that would be a good idea.
Yeah, it might be a good idea to test that.
They still might, obviously.
With a lot of people. Hopefully more than that would buy it, but you don't know that.
I guess it comes down to what Todd Howard was saying in terms of number of players per server.
Yeah, that's it.
Instance.
There's only going to be like 12 people in an instance or something. I think it was roughly.
That's the rumor.
So
yeah, he said dozens, didn't he? So
yeah,
I suppose that it could be up to like 50 or something, but certainly not sort of Elder Scrolls Online MMOs.
No, it's not going to be hundreds, is it? I'd say maximum 36. Going forward.
I like that. Why not?
Yeah.
It seems reasonable to me. I mean, the maps don't necessarily have to be gigantic.
No, there's going to be like NPCs and stuff in this place as well anyway, isn't there? So it's not like it's not... If no one's in your instance, like, you should be fine. I mean, it's been said that you can play it all single player and stuff like that. I don't know if that means you can disconnect from like online servers and just play the game, but we shall see. Very interested in that game though.
It's going to be interesting, and obviously that game's not that far away. It's out in November.
So, I know. Fucking golden release time, buddy.
Ooh. Yeah, got a question about that later on as well. So,
questions.
But that's it from me, buddy, for my news. So I think it's time to hand over to you for my favourite section, and of course the listeners as well, I'm sure. And that would be Ash's News Favourite Things of the Week.
If you like news but hate information, you have found the right place.
Josh's news favourite thing of the week. Oh, cheers, buddy. Not a lot going on this week, obviously, because we've previously said that E3 kind of dominated that last week and there's nothing left. A couple of things, though, that I think I had from last week and I didn't mention. The Skate 3 servers mysteriously came back online. Speculating Skate 4, obviously, rumours for that for E3. That would have been nice, but that didn't happen. So I don't know why they did that. Just to see, I guess, if people were using them or something. We'll never know, I'm guessing. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lawbreakers, that game that kind of died, and Boss Keys, I think they've gone into...
They're gone as well,
they've disappeared. Yeah, it's free to play on Steam now, if you want to have a slice. There you go.
Okay.
I mean,
it's a good game.
It's a good game. I don't understand why they just don't make it a free-to-play game on consoles as well. You probably get quite a few people in on that, I reckon. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Seems like a good idea. Dutch Gaming Authorities, we've done that one. Oh, just for now, let me just see when this ends, because any PC players out there... Oh, you fucking shit app. Come on, you bastard. Open. Any PC players out there might want to get on to... oh, come on. No, it's just not working. I'm just going to have to blag it. Onto Bethesda's launcher. I guess it's on there. And download Quake Championship. Or Quake Champion, sorry. Because that was free. And if you download it when it was free, it's free forever. And they've extended that until some point. I can't tell you right now because the article is not opening. Let's try and open it.
Yeah, I read they'd extended it for a week, and I don't think that was a week ago. So yeah,
June 25th. There you go, through June 25th. And obviously, if you play that when it's free, that is yours for life, instead of costing you $30. So yeah,
it's Monday, isn't it? So yeah, it's free over the weekend if you want to pick that up.
Yeah,
and,
man,
and you'll get to keep it as well.
Yeah, so I think I'll probably do that just so I've got another game in case I ever want to play it, which I probably won't. But anyway. Finally, buddy, bit of a funny one. Steam's done some updating to Steam application. There's all kinds of stuff with like developers and publisher pages where it's got all their shit and details on there. But one thing that I think will scare a lot of people that have Steam, it now lets you see how much money you've spent on the store and the marketplace.
Oh, okay.
I would not like to know how much money I've spent on the PlayStation Store. I think that would scare the shit out of me. And, I mean, obviously, I've got a lot for it. Lots of games, which I've happily, that I've been playing. But, yeah, just, them Steam sales, like, they're dangerous things. I'm guilty of spending God knows how much on them things, and
well, certainly a few years back, I don't know when they changed it, but when they had that whole setup with like hourly flash sales and new deals every day and stuff,
I was all over it.
Lethal.
I had to check it. I had like the app on my phone. I was like, "What's it now? What's it now?" Oh.
I don't know why they've stopped doing that.
It was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah. Very weird.
Anyway, yeah. So now you can see how much money you have spent on Steam. So enjoy that, buddies.
Oh man, terrifying,
dangerous. So yeah, that's my news. Favorite things this week, buddies. Not a lot, but it was fucking beautiful as always.
I enjoyed it. Thank you very much, buddy. That was your news. Before that, of course, was my news, and that, ladies and gentlemen, was the news. And now it's time for Out This Week.
Nat's out this week. Oh, beautiful.
Sure fucking is, buddy. Out this week, we have the following various games. De Blob Remastered comes to Switch. That is De Blob, a remastered version of De Blob. Nier Automata. Nier Automata Become as Gods edition arrives on Xbox One. That's a cool game. That's a really cool game.
Should play that one at some point, but
it's tasty. Just waiting for it to sneak into a sale on PS4. I'd like to get that.
Yeah, I'll pay £15 for that.
Gibbons. The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit is out this week. That was revealed in the
E3. Who was
Life is Strange spin-off.
Square?
It was in the Square one,
Microsoft, I'm guessing, was it?
And the Xbox One as well. Didn't really give the game away of what the actual gameplay really was there or anything, but either way, there it is.
It's going to be a fantastic journey.
Awesome Adventures, Captain Spirit. I heard a rumor this week actually that Telltale was making a Life is Strange game as well, which really is kind of jumping the shark, and I don't really understand that at all. That's already a fucking episodic story game. That's not something that you can pick up and telltale, and I mean that as a verb. The verb to telltale.
Verb. I mean, there could be multiple meanings for that as well.
Indeed.
I like it.
Yes.
Nice.
So yeah, The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit is out PC, PS4 and Xbox One this week. We also have Far Cry 3 Classic Edition coming to PS4 and Xbox One.
Great.
I believe that was a pre-order perk of some description.
Yeah, it was pre-order
Far Cry 5.
For the bonus premium edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's out this week. We also have Lumines Remastered coming to PC, Switch, PS4 and Xbox One. No one really cares about that. Crash Bandicoot: The Insane Trilogy is now out this week on Switch, Xbox One and PC.
Switch now, get in.
I wildly encourage you to fight the nostalgia and not pick that game.
Don't buy that game; it's terrible.
It's a punishing fucking debacle, and you'll fire it up maybe once and then never again, from my experience. So there. We've also got Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus arrives on Switch this week as well. It's a bumper week for Switch. Lots of stuff coming out. And probably the biggest one, I suppose, is The Crew 2, which arrives on PC, PS4 and Xbox One this week. That's June 29th that's out. As we mentioned before, that open beta is running right now. You can try that out at the moment. But our early impressions were very positive, actually, and good chance we pick that up.
Gibbons.
There you go.
You know, the first time I heard the name The Crew, I thought of like some sort of nautical simulator, like Navy Simulator 2018.
Yeah, I mean, that would probably have been better, to be honest, because the idea of using the crew in the way it's intended with Ubisoft, i.e. a load of fucking twunts, like pretending to be street racers or some shit, except now there's boats and planes, and let's not explain how you transform between them.
Just do. It's like Transformers, but worse.
It's hard to say. Either way, yeah, it's a bad name. And
I can get behind it because I like Pokemon, and that's just animals living in little tiny balls that get bigger and smaller and sit on your belt.
There you
go. Science.
Yeah. You're already happy enough with the science behind The Crew 2.
Yeah, it's
so you can enjoy it all the more.
Thing is morphism or whatever.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep. Gibbon. Full blown.
Yeah.
Well, that is out this week, buddies. There you go. And now it's time for Fuckwit Corner.
Fuckwit Corner with funk. Fuckwit Corner with funk. He's got some questions. Funk.
Has he got any questions, buddy?
He's got some bits and bobs. Funk's going to get things rolling here, buddy, with this. He says, fucking love Ark. Alex knows my thoughts on that one.
We do now.
As I mentioned before. Funk's like balls deep in this thing. He's got to the stage, and you'll be familiar with this if you ever played any of these survival games on Minecraft. He's got to the stage now where not only does he have an extensive system of different crates for different materials, but he's also planning he's planning his next day ahead.
Beautiful.
So he's like, obviously tonight, we'll smelt up some metal, maybe get some spears together.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow we're going to go around the south coast there and see if we can work our way around. It's like, yeah, you're fucking in this now, son.
He's stuck
You're in this now.
Beautiful. I need to get involved.
We were scuppered somewhat earlier by a weird new bug that Funk seems to have with his PlayStation, in that it will just completely at random, in the middle of playing a game, just pop into rest mode. Just come up saying, entering rest mode, and just go into rest mode.
That's a good one to have with online gaming.
I lost 400 wood earlier because of that particular error.
The perfect amount of wood.
I know, that's what I thought. Worth noting, buddy, that if you tame the dinosaurs in Ark, you can use them as giant roving chests, because obviously they can carry like shitloads.
Yeah, you stick it in their bum,
if you're, like,
and off they go.
Over cucumbered, then I can carry 110.
I forgot about over cucumbered.
Yeah, I can carry 110, but Funk's giant Brontosaurus Terrence can carry 600. So we just fill him with wood and berries, and there you go. So yeah, he loves that shit. Funk also says, you both seemed quite excited about a new Fallout. Why? You didn't think much of the last one. Is this not just Far Cry Init syndrome?
Possibly. I think the reason I didn't really enjoy the last one was possibly timing when it came out, and just not wanting to be in that environment, I guess, because I thoroughly enjoyed 3 and New Vegas, so I know I like that type of game. Maybe it was like the story, or actually no, I got way too bogged down with fucking stupid base building, and that is just like, thinking of it, like looking at the trailers, I'm like, oh yeah, that's super cool, got to build a big base, and I'm like, in reality, I'm like, I spend like 4 hours building this base. I'm like, that looks dog shit. I'm not happy anymore. Turn it off. But the reason that I'm excited about this is because the reason I was excited about Elder Scrolls Online, I was like, shit, yeah, it's a fucking RPG with my buddies. Let's fucking do this in a world that I want to be in, But obviously the problem with Elder Scrolls Online, it was straight up MMO, straight out the bat, just nothing different. It was an MMO, and I've played MMOs. I kind of enjoy them, but like not really enjoyment like playing them on my own. And other like the rest of us didn't really get into it and things like that. Like I had a good go at it a few other times as well afterwards, but just didn't really stick. The thing with this is it literally just looks like multiplayer Fallout. So, you get like 4 of your mates together and you play Fallout. I'm like, okay, that sounds more like what I want to play than Elder Scrolls Online. So I think that's why the optimism is there right now. I mean, we could load into it and be like, this is totally shit. I mean, the whole tagline was, you've had all these experiences on your own, and that's been a big thing that I've said. Like the beauty of these games is like you do it at your pace. You're the person that makes your decisions, whether or not. And then after, obviously, they said that quote is like, now it's time to experience it together. And it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, cool, let's do that. And playing devil's advocate, that could go tits up because I want to go this way, you want to go that way. But then again, we played fucking, me, Funk, and I think it was Bob, we chucked a lot of time into Borderlands 2, I think it was. Or was it the original Borderlands? Might have been the original Borderlands, actually.
Both of them.
Both of them. You were with the second one. And we fucking chucked loads of hours into that original Borderlands. So I'm thinking, if it's like that, then fuck yeah. Fucking cool. As long as
I absolutely agree with everything that you've just said, like 100%.
It's because I'm like Jesus.
Gibbons. I think I can't really elaborate, so I won't bother. Yeah, I'm excited about it because even though Fallout 4 left me a little cold, and I'm not sure quite why, I think, to be honest, it was because it was just Fallout 3. with like a new engine, or like new graphics, and that kind of left me a bit cold, if I'm honest. Even the story, you know, they bring out a new GTA and it's a very similar game, but the story is completely different and so on. But this they keep making Fallout. Like, I don't really understand. I don't know why you would keep making the same game with the same story. But this is different because I can play it with friends. That's absolutely 100% what it is. I'm excited to play it with friends. And as you say, like, yes, you can get fucked over by, like, you can have the experience ruined when you want to do stuff and the people around you don't want to do the same thing. But I think that if you play it with the right people, then you're fine. Like if I play it with you and Funk, then I'm fine. And I'm not excluding PJ for anything other than the fact he's never online in the week, so it's probably not going to happen for him. But same with you and your dad's. Like, you've got used to playing like raids together and stuff.
This is what I was going to go into. It's like, you know, there's like. There's points where we're playing Destiny and it's like, right, who's got stuff to do? And I'm like, I've got to do like 3 strikes for whatever this fucking thing that I need to do. And they're like, right, cool, let's just go fucking do it. And that's it. Like, you hit it nail on the head. If you're with the people that, you know, are happy to go along with, like, you know, if you're just enjoying playing the game in that environment and also the people around you, then you're fine. You will play that game. Like, I mean, that's why I play Destiny for every day, you know.
That's the thing. Like, the problem is people rather than the game.
Yeah,
you know?
I would say
like,
so.
We've played games with people in the past, not naming any names, who just want to fuck off down the road all the time. They're always, like, 2 screens ahead of you, and you're just like, for fuck's sake. Like, just
sometimes
seriously.
There's a time and a place for that, but, like, you make yourself clear, like, right, let's just fucking run through this, get it done.
Yeah.
And you make a point of pointing that out, like, right, I'm gonna try and just speedrun this to smash this section out, because, like, with Destiny, in some cases, like, right, I've just got to do this, and I want to get it done as quick as possible. So it's like, right, crack on, get it done. But then,
exactly,
you know, other times, like, I want to sit there, I want to watch the cutscenes, I want to enjoy, like, every time that we play, like, the campaign, like. Right, we smash it, and whenever there's a cutscene, like, there's no talking. We watch through it, and we're like, yeah, cool, enjoyed that bit, move on, kind of thing.
Certainly, the first time you're playing through a story, like, it's down to you. It's finding people who aren't dickheads.
Yeah,
and we luckily enough, we know several people who aren't dickheads, so we should have no problems here. I'm excited for it for those reasons. It's different with Far Cry because Far Cry is the same game over and over again, but. I don't know. Far Cry, it still sounds very tacked on, the multiplayer. Maybe I'm being harsh there, and maybe if I played it, I'd think it was awesome. But the idea of playing Fallout, it changes when you've got, say, 3 friends and you're making a base together. Then that is so much more exciting and engaging and
definitely
just very cool and
it's
really
just like a
leans
Minecraft
into,
really, wouldn't it, for that?
Yeah, it leans into what I'm really into at the moment, and Funk's the same with the whole, you know, survival games in various environments. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I think there's going to be some crossover with us and a few dads that are quite excited about it as well, which is
sure.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm looking forward to seeing how big you can have your sort of clans and stuff.
Exactly.
Obviously,
it's going to be cool.
PS4 party chat goes up to 8, so, you know, why not?
Yeah, totally.
Let's see how we go.
Just go around as like a fucking pack of 8 and just fuck everyone up.
Yeah,
that would be mint. I'd be all over
Special times.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking cool. Yeah. So, yeah, pretty hyped for that, which leads us into Funk's final point here. And he says this: E3, never really been interested for some reason. I get why they do it, but I couldn't give a fuck. Half the stuff they show never comes out anything like as good as it seems. Just seems like a good way to get disappointed. It's sad, but I rarely buy a game until it's out, and I know it works and they haven't fucked it up. I think it started with Watch Dogs.
Yeah, I was going to say that's just a good way of purchasing games. Like, I don't think, like, it's sad. Like, I think I've got an issue because I'm like, I just have to fucking buy.
We got a handle on it now, I think.
I think we're a lot better than we used to be, I'd say.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Anyway. The Funk says, started with Watch Dogs. So much hype. Really looking forward to it, and it's a steaming turd.
Yeah, it was.
He then said, are there any games from past E3s that have actually lived up to the hype for you?
This is a tough one. It's so much easier to name games that haven't, because they stick in my mind, and it's like, well, they were meant to be really good, but they were absolutely shit. And then trying to think of like games that looked really good and then came out really good, I'm like, fuck. I don't know. I'm literally drawing a blank. Luckily, you've got a little list there, so go for it, and I'll try and think of one.
I've come up with 6. It did take me a little while to think about it, but it's the fact that it's games that was like super hyped as well.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
That makes it much harder to think of. I think you can't go too far wrong with certain developers. Valve being one and Rockstar being another. So I've got Portal 2 in here, which was massively hyped, came out and was brilliant.
Yeah.
The same goes for GTA 5. Massively hyped, came out and was brilliant. I've also got Skyrim in here, like super hype after Oblivion, like sold so well, people
definitely
loved it. That game Skyrim's come out and it's been a phenomenon.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, sold so many that they're making jokes about it. The Last of Us was very hyped because it came. The announcements kind of came at a time where it was really on vogue to have that sort of post-apocalyptic environment. You had stuff like the Book of Eli coming out at the time. It was like bang on for that. Yeah. And then it came out and it was fucking fantastic. Halo 3 was hugely hyped because of the Xbox 360 launch. I would argue that it's still the best Halo 3. I thought it was an amazing game. Totally deserved of the sort of hype that it had before, and all of the extras that it had, like the Forge mode and everything as well. I think that lived up to the expectations.
Awesome, wasn't it? Really good.
Granted, the ending's a little bit, but other than that, and then the other big one for me, I would say Super Mario Brothers 3. Because I know we're going back a little way, but the third game, and
after 2. Fucking
they were Marmite on the second one. Like, a lot of people didn't like that
terrible game.
Yeah, and then 3 comes out and it was just like a perfect remix of the original.
Exactly. That was it. It's like they were like, forget about number 2. Let's just go back to what fucking worked.
Yeah, and then obviously that led to Super Mario World, which I would argue is the best one. So
definitely is.
Yeah, so that's me. I've had time to think about it.
I'm just trying to think. I'm guessing like Uncharted 4. I'm thinking like quite a lot of the PlayStation exclusives. Like just Uncharted 4. Obviously, there's big hype for that, and that's one thing that I won't forget from E3. That demo where they tried to run it, and then oh no, it's not working. Reboot, play it again. Then everyone's just like shits their pants. Like fuck me, that looks amazing, and it was amazing. Probably like the hype around Horizon Zero Dawn. That game did not disappoint, I'd say.
Agreed.
It was just like, I don't know. I remember watching those trailers thinking, sure, whatever kind of thing, but that they were pushing it pretty hard. And on release, I was just like, okay, fair dues. I can understand why they were fucking all over that kind of thing. But I'm desperately trying to think, like possibly the original Halo, I guess, on Xbox.
Sure, yeah,
that
absolutely.
didn't fucking disappoint. That was an absolutely fantastic game.
I mean, obviously Half-Life 2 is a big one as well.
Yeah, Half-Life 2, yeah, I guess.
That didn't disappoint, not at all.
But
even the original Half-Life had masses of hype at E3, and that didn't disappoint either. I think it's a relatively new thing for games to be like superly overly hyped, but then in the last few years, probably with the work that the great work of the people at Ubisoft in building up turds.
Watch Dogs, The Division, that was a good build up.
Wild Pants,
that's some good build up.
Rainbow Six,
For Honor, I'm guessing that had a good bit of build up as well.
Yeah. I think they've done some good work there in tempering expectations to the point where stuff isn't necessarily being like hyped up quite like it was before.
Yeah.
And people are showing lots of gameplay now, so it's harder for them to pull the wool over your eyes.
Oh,
it makes a difference.
Do you remember Battlefront? All the hype, like the original, not the original Battlefront, but Battlefront, like
the reboot.
Yeah. all the fucking hype for that, and everything was like in-game render and in engine footage. Or I was just like, fucking, just kill me, just kill me now. And I think Anthem, that obviously at the moment that's getting
ticks the box,
fucking loads of hype, and I'm just like, that doesn't look great to me anymore. After seeing some gameplay footage and it being a bit like, looks a bit ropey, but we'll see in time.
I suppose if you go back even further, you got stuff like Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah.
That was an absolute shitter. No Man's Sky, I suppose.
That's in like for games that were shit, isn't it? We're looking for games that were good, though, aren't we? I guess. Or have we turned tables now? No, we have. We've turned into games that are shit.
We've turned it into games that are shit.
Forgot about the last couple of minutes of talking. Yeah.
There's a lot of games kind of on the cards at the moment that, as you say, like it's so much easier. Like there was, because of the sort of hype levels so often. I mean, I can think of loads that didn't live up to expectation.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Easier. Like they stick out so much more than the games. Like, because you just think of like, there was probably loads of hype for this game, but this game's really good, so the hype was justified in a way.
Yeah. I think E3, you learn to take it with a pinch of salt. I enjoy the pageantry of it. I know that it's dying as well, and at the end of the day, like, I don't believe E3 will continue to exist in its current form across the next 10 years. And when it's gone, I will be sad, so I'm not going to miss any of it now. I understand it doesn't make much sense to chuck everyone in a fucking hangar in the middle of LA anymore when everything can be done like online and via live streams and giveaways and betas and alphas and so on, but I still enjoy this sort of celebration of the industry.
It's a time where shit goes on, and that's what's beautiful, right? I mean, if it does evolve into something else, then hopefully there's be like a big time where like all these industry giants or whatever will just put out a week of here's all our shit. Enjoy.
Yeah, just watching these suited fucking dev geeks trying to present stuff on a stage.
Yeah.
The excitement of the pointless fucking back and forth between Microsoft and Sony, like point scoring. It's just, I find it fascinating, even though it's ridiculously stupid. So
and then obviously there's, new tech that comes out. I mean, my biggest failure of E3 has to be the Kinect. That fucking thing was brilliant when they showed off, what was it, Milo and fucking all that shit. And oh man, I remember I was literally at uni at the time, and I was like, holy shit, the future is now. Woo! Getting all on board, and I got one, and I was like, this is terrible. Oh well.
I can easily say now that I never thought that the Kinect was very good, and I never wanted one, and so on. The truth was, at the time, I don't think I had the money for one. So fucking dodged a bullet there by being poor.
You did
it's
good.
Pretty special.
You did good.
So yeah. Well, either way, thank you very much, Funk. Thank you very much.
Every week we end the show with questions and comments sent in by you. If you've got anything for us, just pop an email to the jfgpodcast@gmail.com or contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or at justforgamers.co.uk.
And now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
You got a question we want to know. Street Beat. Facebook, Twitter, we're on them all. So hit us up to be on the show. Street Beat. The JfG Street Beat.
Want to know.
We want to know.
What did I say?
Get on the show.
Street Beat. I say
want to know.
Street. Yeah, get on.
Fucking yeah. Anyway, we're continuing with some E3 stuff, obviously, because we did our big long E3 show last week, and people obviously had a bit to say about stuff. So the Octo Pizzle, aka PJ, he continues things here with this little cheeky bit. He says, is E3 and the like to blame for the disappointment of games coming out and not fulfilling their hype and expectations? Not only overhyping, but by causing devs to concentrate on the trailer rather than not shitting the bed with the game itself.
I'd like to think, if they were concentrating on the game, then the trailer would happen naturally.
Yeah, but it's not. It's all scripted bullshit, isn't it?
It is all scripted bullshit.
I watched the Devolver conference. By
Oh,
the way.
yeah. Nice, yeah.
Fucking funny.
Yeah.
I love the dude just sitting on that awkward stool for half the show and with the controller just pretending to play along and then just fucks off.
Yes.
Like, obviously, yeah. Again, Ubisoft have done a great service to the industry here by completely fucking this up for everyone.
Oh, of course they have.
And now I've found, certainly over the last couple of E3s, that publishers are far more careful with what they let the developers show, to the point where look at Cyberpunk as an example. They showed a behind closed doors, hands off gameplay demo.
Well, that's it, isn't it?
To the industry, and they allowed them to report on it.
Yep.
But they didn't allow any of that footage to be shown.
Can't show
because
that.
They said not
ready.
This is target footage. Maybe it looks really good, and we're not going to be able to get this to run on consoles.
Exactly.
It's just not there yet. And
news on that.
sort of-
Apparently, the PC rig it was running on was quite respectable, not over the hyped thing. But hey,
I heard that. Yeah, I heard sort of high end, but not like insane.
yeah.
kind of thing.
So that's nice to hear. I guess
It is,
But
yeah.
Ultimately,
It means that
means nothing.
Well, what it means is that they've built a
this
solid
moment.
engine from the ground up
Yes.
for performance
Yeah.
rather than stupidity. And
Yeah.
and as Pizzle says, they could quite easily have come out with a fucking load of gameplay footage. They obviously had enough of it for them to show an hour-long demo to the press. So, again, I think Ubisoft have kind of spoiled it for everyone in terms of preventing this sort of hype train of catching fire. And maybe people know better now to a degree. I certainly think the CG trailers that aren't in engine, and there were loads of those this year. I don't know exactly how that works in the industry. I consider them to be utterly pointless, but whether the actual dev team works on those or not, I don't know. It's the in-engine, rendered in-engine footage where they've choreographed some fucking big old thing. That's the problem.
I guess the reason they make those things is because nowadays, obviously, that trailer will just go on YouTube. And then fucking loads of people will watch it, yeah? And the percentage of those people aren't us. And they want to see fucking lights, camera, action, flashy, shiny stuff. And that kind of, dramatic trailer or what have you, shot in a certain way. And then it says, rendered in game engine or something. And that'll fool people into thinking, that's the game. And therefore, it does the job. But for obviously us, the people that play computer games on a daily basis and listen to news, read news, and make stupid podcasts that no one listens to about the subject, we're the small minority of that are like, that's fucking shit, just show me some gameplay.
And I suppose that's a fair point as well, is if you're looking to build hype in a safe way, then you can just chuck a CG trailer out. You can make it as bombastic as you want. No one's going to say it's fucking footage. So you're safe. You're absolutely safe. You're right.
Exactly.
Gibbons. Yeah. Beautiful stuff. Well, there you go. Cheers for that, PJ. We've also got a little comment from JJ about E3, and he said this. Biggest takeaway from E3, no loot boxes.
Because it's illegal.
Cheers for buying content at $5.99 a pop. He also says he thinks Sony's in trouble, and I'll bore you on it later if you don't hit it. Whether we hit it or not, I don't know. But get in touch, JJ, and let us know what you mean by that.
Because we want to know, buddy.
We want to know. The more I think about that Sony conference, the more I think it was a bit of an error.
Oh, it's fucking terrible. It's awful.
It was that changeover in the middle, really
it
fucking
was just
dreadful.
the whole thing. It was I was like, what is this? This isn't what I like watching for games.
I just want to see 5-minute snippets. I don't want to see 20 minutes.
Xbox smashed it. They were like, fucking Xbox launch exclusive. Exclusive. Xbox launch exclusive.
I think you're right.
Baffling. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
But it was just like, yeah, games after games. I'm like, that looks shit. Cool. Next one. That looks good. Sweet. Next one.
Gibbons. So yeah, get in touch, JJ. Let us know a little bit more about that. We will finish the show off, buddy, with this wonderful moment as we had a cheeky comment and a competition winner, did we not?
Well, seeing as he's the only one that entered the competition. I mean, obviously JJ entered the competition by putting stuff in the Discord, but he was the guy that gave us the game code to give away, so
he pretty doesn't want it back.
Probably doesn't want it back. I mean,
we're so popular.
To be honest, I'll send JJ one of my Humble Bundle ones instead, because therefore,
try something else out.
You know, I'll send him a list of games that I've got, and he can pick one.
I like it.
But yeah, we've got Mike Strider here, and he posted in the pod questions, or questions for the podcast section, actually.
Mike Strider.
And his question is, do you believe you have a destiny, and do you see yourself as here to fulfill it? So I don't know if he's playing a pun on Destiny there because I play it way too much, or he wants the Destiny code. I don't know. Either way, he's fucking nailed it, you know.
Bang on.
So there you go, buddy. If you want to answer that question, do you have a destiny? And are you here to fulfill it?
I don't believe I have a destiny.
Got a destiny too, though.
I don't believe I have a destiny. At my age, you just don't believe that. You just kind of make the best of it.
You just fucking...
What about you, buddy?
Yeah, mate, you just crack on, don't you?
Just crack on.
Just get on with it and see what happens, you know.
If you did have a destiny, then...
Fucking hell. I hope it happens soon.
It's all gone. It's all gone, mate. It's all gone.
Yeah. Dreams have been dashed. Not like it used
to be.
Not like it. Oh, back in my day.
Back in the day.
But yeah.
Yeah. No. But thank you for your question anyway.
Yes, indeed. If anyone else has a destiny, let us know in either Street Beat section on our website or on our Discord chat, where I'd still have games to give away. So fucking do it and you'll get a game. Fuck it.
There you go.
It might be shit, but you can have it.
It's the easiest competition ever.
It probably is. Yeah. Just in case you don't know how to get on our Discord, go to our website. Click on the Discord icon. If you don't know what the Discord icon looks like, fucking Google it.
Just Google it.
Just Google it, Discord icon. You'll be like, that's it. Click on that one. And
there it is. Now I've found it.
Off you go.
Now I get it. Now that's the key.
Yeah.
There you go.
Maybe I should just put a tab on our thing saying free games and have a link to our fucking...
Might get quite a lot of traffic through there.
Maybe, free games. Like everyone else seems to give away shit, and they get like thousands of people clicking on it. We get 2, and one of them gave us the code.
It was nice of him to click it anyway, buddy. Keep the numbers up.
Givens, yeah.
Love it.
The numbers up, yeah.
I suppose the only real thing that our listener base can draw from this is that the number of people who listen to the podcast is not relevant to the continuation of the podcast. So that's probably good news for those who enjoy things.
You're stuck. I mean, obviously you're not stuck with us. You can just like delete it. I mean, that's your call.
Head off. Hit the old dusty trail.
Yeah.
But stick around, buddies, because it's all about to change.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, yeah. It might just be the same, though. But
probably
anyway.
just us talking for an hour and a half or longer whilst drinking beers. And, yeah.
Love it.
That's it.
Thanks, everyone, for your contributions and for winning software.
Congratulations. I'll send you the code if I can find it.
There you go.
Where is that code?
You'll find it, buddy.
It's in my Discord. I'll send it. I know where it is. Private message. Oh, yes.
So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 168 of the show. I've had a nice time. It's been lovely days. I'm looking forward to riding my pet pterodactyl called Fartisha shortly as well, buddy. That's going to be nice.
I've had mine updating. I did have a patch. I don't know what it's on yet. So we'll find out. I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's just the entire game again, the patch. So
yeah,
I'm sure
it's probably about 5 gig, surely.
No, literally, it's like 22 gigs or something like that.
Shit.
But,
probably
we'll see how we go on that regard. But
we'll see.
we may or may not be playing Ark shortly. But either way, I think it's time to head off. Probably it only remains for me to point you in the direction of a selection of websites that are relating to us, buddies. So you can find us at www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk. Our Facebook is /the JFG Podcast. You can also find us on Twitter at the JFG Podcast. We're on a selection of video streaming sites, including the YouTubes, the old TubeTubes there. We are on twitch.tv /the JFG Podcast and beam.pro, mixer.com. Same website. Find us on there as well. We're also on SoundCloud if you want to listen to an episode from 100 years ago. Many moons ago. We are on Discord, of course. As Ash said before, you can find that through the website. Just click on the Discord link, join, and get involved, and probably just win some free games by proxy. You can do that. You just help yourself. You can also chat with us on the PS4 communities as well. We've got a JFG podcast community. You can get the app, or you can do that on the console. And we are also on Google Plus, if that is how you choose to live your life. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We will catch you next time. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
You've been listening to the JFG Podcast with Ash and me, Alex. To find out more, head to www.justforgamers.co.uk, Facebook /the JFG Podcast, or Twitter, where we are at the JFG Podcast. Episodes go live every Sunday, and if you could pop onto iTunes and write us a quick review, we would love every inch of you, even if you got old and fat. Thanks so much for listening, and we will catch you next time.